just like any great recipe, you start out with those basic ingredients, and it's the next round of optional ingredients or those fun mix-ins that can really elevate your recipe. The same thing is true when it comes to that insurance policy. So for an artisan food producer, those basic things are a really great place to start, but where you're really going to get that niche coverage for your niche business is through these optional coverages. Those optional coverages can be for things such as contamination. So what is the coverage that comes with your policy for a claim surrounding contamination? Is the cost of equipment cleanup included? How do they get the product back off the shelves? Just all the issues surrounding a contamination issue. How is the insurance policy going to cover that? Another item would be water processing. So we've all heard of issues, whether it's in the upper Midwest here where we get some really frigid temperatures and you have city water lines that are frozen or interrupted for part of a day. How does your facility continue to process your food item if you have a disruption of water? Maybe it's a power outage that lasts in the summer after a tornado goes through your area. Whatever it might be, if there's a disruption to your water source, that is significant for any food producer. And so water processing is another unique feature of these artisan food packages when it comes to the insurance, because in a claim such as that, you can actually get coverage that brings in a water supply for as long as it takes to get the regular water to your facility back up and running. Maybe there is a boil order. We've heard of that happening, where maybe the water isn't safe to drink. That would be another example of a disruption where you could have water brought in to your facility so that you can continue to produce your food item. Business income expense is another important consideration for any business owner, not just food producers, but especially important for food producers, because you guys are likely going to have more downtime if you do have a claim that takes you out of your facility. So, office spaces for an insurance agent like myself, a dime a dozen. I can go and within a few hours probably find a suitable space. I can buy a new laptop and be up and running tomorrow if this office floods or burns down. You guys are not in that same category. It's going to take you a while to find just the right situation to keep your business operational. So how long? How many dollars of income are you going to lose in the amount of time that it takes you to get back up and running in a claim scenario such as that? Figuring out the hundreds of thousands of dollars that you potentially have to lose, or just whatever dollar amount that it is that you want to protect against, there is ways to include that within your insurance policy, so that if you do have a claim that takes you out of your production facility and you can't be producing a product to sell, you still have income coming in so that you can pay your employees, you can pay your rent, you can pay your mortgage on your building. Spoilage is another concern as a food producer. So whether that is a power outage or equipment breakdown, refrigeration or a freezer going out is a huge issue. You have a sunk cost in those goods that are now spoiled. So you have to pay for those items, and you also don't have a product to sell. So you have to rebuy all of those spoiled goods. You potentially have a new refrigerator, or at least an expensive fix likely to that freezer to get that operational again. That's going to be a significant claim event for a food producer. You want to make sure that you have an insurance policy that's going to compensate you accordingly for that event. Some other items would include products in transit. Damage to rented locations is another consideration to take a look at for your insurance policy, as well as rental vehicle coverage. And this is important. If you have a vehicle that's in an accident, your business vehicle is in an accident and it's in the repair shop, but you have the trade show that you're going to have a booth at, what is the sort of vehicle that you have to take to that trade show? You want to have an equivalent vehicle. So make sure that there's appropriate rental vehicle coverage so that you are not in a Honda Civic trying to get to that trade show when really you need a transit van for the amount of supplies and products that you are taking. Be sure to check out the next Intego insurance video for how to build a strong insurance policy for an artisan food producer.